There are times in life when everything feels like a constant battle, where every step becomes a monumental challenge. Have you ever felt lost, with no way out, caught in life's storms? Imagine for a moment finding a path illuminated by peace, even when the winds of despair blow fiercely. Today, we'll uncover that path, revealing how to find peace and purpose in moments of despair. Faith is more than just a word. It is the invisible thread that weaves through every trial. It lifts the fallen and lights the way for those walking in the shadows. Remember the profound words of Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the assurance of what we hope for and the certainty of what we do not see. These words teach us to trust even when our vision is blurred by tears. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to nurture that faith. You'll learn how to connect with this strength, turning belief into action and transforming despair into determination. Discover inspiring stories of resilience and methods to invite serenity into your daily life. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Do you believe in God? If your answer is yes, write in the comments, "My trust is in you, God." And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take this moment to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll stay updated with all our videos. And don't go anywhere, because what we're sharing today will surprise you like never before. 1. The power of faith. Faith, that silent and unshakable force, serves as vital fuel on our journey, enabling us to navigate life's stormy adversities with courage and determination. It acts as a sturdy anchor when the winds of despair threaten to pull us away from the calm waters of serenity, lighting our way even when everything around us seems shrouded in darkness. Often in the routine of daily life, we forget how faith has powerfully shaped history, transforming lives and inspiring generations to build upon pillars of love and justice. Mother Teresa's faith is a living, tangible testament to this transformative power. Amid extreme poverty and apparent depths of despair in Calcutta, her faith was the foundation of her charitable actions. Sustained by the unshakable conviction that she served Christ in the poor, she dedicated her life not only to alleviating immediate suffering, but also to dignifying the marginalized, offering hope where there had been only despair. This story reminds us that God calls us to trust Him even in the most challenging moments. That's why I created the ebook Overcoming Anxiety, a 21-day Bible study, a transformative guide that takes you on a daily journey with reflections, prayers, and practical steps to strengthen your faith and live in peace. The link is pinned in the first comment. Don't miss this opportunity to experience God's peace and transform your spiritual journey. Her mission was rooted in faith that transcended human dimensions, unwavering even in the face of countless obstacles. Her journey touched and impacted millions of lives, a legacy that continues to echo today, demonstrating the possibility of bringing light to the darkest corners of the world by sincerely believing in something greater than ourselves. On the other hand, Martin Luther King Jr. provides another phenomenal example of faith's transformative and renewing power. During the tumultuous civil rights movement in the United States, when hatred and division seemed rampant and irreversible, it was his steadfast faith and belief in divine justice that fueled his vision of a just and equitable world. King drew deeply from his unwavering faith in the inherent dignity and inalienable rights of all human beings, as affirmed by divine decrees in the sacred scriptures. He frequently cited biblical passages such as Amos 5:24, "Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream." This powerful message resonated not only within the context of his struggle, but continues to echo worldwide, inspiring individuals and nations to walk together toward a more just and inclusive future. The universal principles of faith transcend any specific religious tradition, speaking of contagious hope, clear purpose, and the unique meaning we find when we strengthen our understanding that we are not alone on this complex earthly journey. When everything around us seems to be falling apart, it is faith that gently lifts us with unwavering strength, much like the roots of a majestically pruned tree that hold it firm against the strongest winds and harshest storms. Believing, even without seeing, gives us the courage to open doors we never imagined we could pass through, adding meaning and vitality to the small details of our existence. Imagine yourself facing the inevitable daily challenges of life. Amid the pressure of this daily chaos, you may often feel as though you lack the strength to take the next step. It is precisely at this crossroads that we let faith step in, manifesting as a steadfast and kind friend on whom we can lean without hesitation, regaining our breath and clarity. Draw inspiration from the bravery of historical figures who put their deepest beliefs into practice, and envision how this same essence of faith can effectively shape and transform the unique essence of your own journey. I invite you to stay with us as we connect with these powerful examples projected from the past into our present reality, exploring the countless ways you can apply time-tested principles of faith in your daily life to drive real, tangible change. The journey doesn't end here. The path ahead is filled with magnificent discoveries and even more illuminating transformations as we wholeheartedly embrace the unique and life-giving power of faith. 2. Surrendering problems to God. There is a profound and liberating freedom that comes from total and unconditional surrender, a true freedom that many of us have yet to fully experience. In the hustle and bustle of daily life and the constant frenzy of demands, we often deceive ourselves with the illusion that controlling every detail of our lives is the key to peace. However, there is surprising power and serenity in letting go of that control, entrusting our burdens and afflictions to God's benevolent care. Surrendering our problems to God should never be seen as an act of passivity or giving up in the face of inevitable difficulties. On the contrary, it is an active and deliberate choice to break free from the insidious chains of anxiety that subtly imprison us, allowing spiritual tranquility to flood and renew our minds and hearts. Imagine a small boat relentlessly pursued by tempestuous and violent waves, suddenly finding a safe and peaceful harbor. In that precious moment, remaining near that serene haven despite the storms that continue to rage, the heart is stilled and finds peace. This happens because it knows the vessel is sheltered by divine protection, stable at its core and superior to the disruptive conditions around it. Consider for a moment the times when you relied solely on your own understanding, on those endless nights when sleep evaded you, leaving space only for incessant worry that led only to greater exhaustion and despair. Now picture yourself taking those burdensome thoughts, akin to heavy stones within us, and entrusting them to God's compassionate care. Letting go of excessive control is a true act of practical faith, a groundbreaking trust built on the firm and unshakable foundation of believing that God is genuinely in charge and has a greater, extraordinary plan for us, one beyond anything we can yet imagine. A simple yet highly effective practice that can greatly assist in this process of surrender is the act of writing down your concerns. By putting your deepest fears into words, you transform them into something tangible and manageable. Think of it as an exercise in transformation, where the marks of fear and uncertainty are gradually replaced by confidence and trust in divine guidance. Then, in a sincere moment of prayer, offer these oppressive and burdensome papers into the generous hands of God. With each written expression filled with emotion and despair, and every word spoken with deep intent, a significant weight gently dissipates, replaced by renewed hope and immense peace. This tangible practice allows us to clearly visualize our manifest and latent fears in their raw state, making the complex act of surrender more concrete and grounded. It is akin to casting unshakable anchors into an ever-safe harbor, clinging firmly and truly, knowing that even when everything around us seems uncertain and threatening, Our steadfast faith keeps us secure and guides us toward the light. Stay with us and join this meaningful spiritual journey as we delve deeper into the magnificent universe of moments of active faith. These transformative moments not only shape and redefine our lives, but also enhance our state of full spiritual connection, equipping us with vigorous strength and resilient courage to solve problems with unique mental clarity and renewed confidence. This ensures our inner peace and fervent union with the divine essence in the eternal progression of our existence. 3. The power of prayer as a direct line to God. Prayer transcends the act of words cast into the wind. It delves into the intimate, resonating as a sincere whisper between the human heart and the divine Creator. In this sacred space of communication, we find a refuge of understanding, free from judgment, offering only a warm and peaceful embrace. It is where we are encouraged to shed all the masks we wear, allowing the Spirit to speak with pure authenticity. Imagine prayer as a two-sided letter, revealing its nature as a continuous dialogue rather than merely a list of desires handed to the transcendent. On one side of this letter, we express our prayers, uncertainties, heartfelt gratitude, and requests for guidance. On the other side, we receive the serenity of responses, often manifesting as feelings of peace, illuminated clarity, or sudden inspiration. Like any genuine conversation, prayer requires a willingness to be heard and an open disposition to truly listen to the divine echoes. Consider the essence of prayer, a practice that connects with the deepest parts of our being. To truly experience this, it is enriching to adopt rituals that draw us closer to dialogue with the divine. Creating a prayer corner anchors this practice in our daily lives. This space can be set up in a quiet corner of our room, adorned simply perhaps with a lit candle, symbolizing the flame of divine presence, or a spiritual book that nurtures the spirit and reflective capacity. Returning to this place regularly removes us from the distractions of daily life, allowing us to immerse ourselves in peace and deep thought in intimacy with the transcendent. Similarly, the practice of maintaining a prayer journal proves to be a powerful and intimate tool. In this journal, we faithfully document our conversations with God. Initially, it may seem like a simple act, but as we revisit these entries, we begin to discern an emerging pattern in divine communication. The requests and responses become an ongoing dialogue that reveals not only immediate relief, but also a source of wisdom that unfolds over time. What initially begins as personal records evolves into a written legacy of personal faith and a maturing spiritual journey. The prayer journal not only captures the intimate moments of our spoken and silent prayers, but also strengthens our trust by revealing glimpses of the future through retrospection on the steps we have taken. Revisiting those moments when we cried out for guidance and found relief or illumination highlights the spiritual struggles and triumphs in our lives, supported by unwavering faith and the eternal teaching that everything is indeed under divine orchestration. Prayers have the power to transform moments of despair into stages of hope. Imagine them as beacons that light the way for the weary traveler amidst the darkness. In the most challenging times, when all doors seem to have closed, a prayer can center the mind and calm the spirit. It gives us the perspective that we are part of something much greater than ourselves, offering the assurance that no matter the turbulence of our lives, we are never truly alone. As we dedicate ourselves more to understanding how these moments of true communion and prayer can fortify our lives, we can discover together how this quiet dialogue with the divine not only provides comfort, but stands out as a beacon of hope and light that illuminates our path. Through constant and vigilant prayer, we sustain this direct line to God, nurturing a continuous relationship that assures us that when we speak to Him, there is always someone on the other end listening and loving us, unconditionally and eternally. Prayer, therefore, is not merely ritualistic, but a vibrant and ongoing connection with the power to renew, restore, and reconnect the self to a greater purpose. It guides our journeys, brightly illuminated by faith and the certainty of God's uninterrupted presence in every aspect of our lives. 4. How to keep faith in difficult times. In life's relentless winds, it is understandable to feel that maintaining faith often presents itself as a monumental challenge. However, the true essence of faith does not lie in avoiding storms, but in empowering us to navigate them with a hopeful heart and a strengthened spirit. Faith does not remove the problems from our lives. Instead, it makes them more manageable, providing us with a unique lens through which we can see both opportunities and the constant presence of the divine, even amidst external chaos. To truly grasp this concept, let us consider the inspiring stories of Job and David, whose lives remain powerful examples of resilience in the face of adversity. Job endured calamities that few could bear, from the overwhelming loss of his material wealth and social standing to intense physical and emotional pain. Yet Job also teaches us that even when every answer seems to manifest as a resounding no, unwavering faith can transform him into a beacon of strength and wisdom for others. Simultaneously, in his Psalms, David sings amidst his endless tribulations, surrounded by relentless enemies and hidden within the caves of enveloping uncertainty, revealing that his incessant prayers and carefully crafted hymns served as powerful antidotes to the mounting despair. The illuminated path was made clear by his lessons, showing that for both Job and David, falling and rising again became an integral part of the journey, and that preserving faith serves as a true armor to courageously face the adversities and trials of the human experience. A fundamental aspect of keeping this faith alive and vibrant during difficult times lies in anchoring ourselves in well-measured spiritual practices. Guided meditation, for instance, is admirably valued as an inward journey that helps dissipate the clouds of confusion and chaos, aligning the body with the mind and creating space for genuine reflection and receptivity to divine peace, uniquely tailored to our hearts. Another practice that nurtures faith is the intentional and heartfelt writing of gratitude letters addressed to God. This seemingly simple act brings forth the power of recognizing the blessings we have already received from our divine covenant, helping us shift our focus from fanciful worries about what we lack to an awareness of the abundance already present in our lives. In this sense, prayer, often an established practice for many of us, though not always natural in its technical aspect, can act as a collaborative dance with God. Rather than a singular or linear monologue, true prayer is best visualized as a fusion of conversation and listening, a petition made in hopeful anticipation of His grace and benevolence. It is within this continuous flow of mutual courage and sincere belief that we ultimately find lasting relief from the sharp and paralyzing anxieties that often seek to stifle our greater efforts. Each challenge faced along the way offers opportunities or second chances, subtly designed to strengthen our core human character while simultaneously renewing our eternal bond and spiritual connection with the Creator. As we connect and commune daily through these precious spiritual practices, we inevitably discover genuine serenity and a vibrant sense of purpose, even when the path ahead seems uniquely arduous. May these inspiring stories and practical suggestions continue to guide our hearts, reaffirming that although we all face difficult times, faith in God brightly illuminates the path forward. We are encouraged to seek the abundant wisdom and love that are always ready to be rediscovered and fully experienced as we continue on our journey through this fleeting life. 5. Spiritual scars as symbols of strength. Scars, contrary to popular belief, are not signs of weakness. They represent profound testimonies of battles faced and overcome, On our spiritual journey, scars transform into powerful symbols of strength and resilience, capturing unforgettable stories of endurance and faith. The Bible offers its vast treasury of inspiring narratives to deepen this truth, highlighting figures who endured bitter tragedies yet emerged stronger through their unwavering faith. An extraordinary example is Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own brothers and later unjustly imprisoned in Egypt. Isolated and far from his homeland, Joseph's faith never wavered. He used his emotional scars as a source of inspiration and steadfastness. By interpreting dreams, he rose to the position of prime minister, where he was remarkably given the chance to save his own family from devastating famine. Joseph's story underscores that scars can serve as stepping stones to unimagined heights, transforming bitter circumstances into moments of redemption. Ruth's story is equally powerful. A widow burdened by the weight of loss, she triumphantly chose to accompany her mother-in-law Naomi on the journey back to Israel. With singular dedication, Ruth declared, "Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Her pure loyalty and courage allowed her to rebuild her life, culminating in an invaluable legacy, the lineage of Israel's greatest king, David. This milestone signifies that faith and loyalty can open doors seemingly sealed by time or adverse circumstances. These stories illustrate that our spiritual scars carry immeasurable and enduring value. They reflect our silent struggles and resounding victories, acting as authentically powerful sources of personal empowerment and inspiration for those who dare to know them. By recognizing and embracing our spiritual scars, we realize that vulnerability is not a weakness. On the contrary, it is an opening for potential growth and true healing, revealing an invaluable source of strength and resilience that cannot easily be eroded by relentless challenges. Vulnerability connects us deeply with others, not through weakness, but through the courage to share it, inspiring by example and reminding us all that every scar we bear is accompanied by the vibrant promise of a new dawn. As we explore how to identify and nurture the hidden strength along the paths traced by these scars, let them transform into beacons, constantly guiding and reminding us that we are survivors. We are capable of overcoming and transforming through an indomitable faith that illuminates even the darkest corners of our inner journeys. In the end, it is by embracing these scars that we become radiant mirrors of hope, yielding to the gentle embrace of vulnerability that enables lasting resurrection. Our scars, laden with instructive stories, not only reflect challenges overcome, but also signify openness and willingness to embrace the fullness life offers when viewed through the lens of transformational faith. They become fertile ground for renewal and growth along the journey of community and spirit. 6. You are never alone. In our loneliest moments, it's easy to feel as though we are adrift on a vast, endless ocean with no land in sight. However, it is vital to remember that we are never truly alone. God is always present, acting as an invisible yet vital force, much like the air we breathe, always there, silently sustaining our lives. Just like the air, God's presence is essential and uninterrupted, surrounding us even when we cannot directly perceive it. The inspiring story of Elijah, a prophet who found divine companionship in isolation, serves as a powerful reminder of this ever-present support. After his great victory over the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel, Elijah fled, fearing for his life due to Jezebel's threats of revenge. In the desolate wilderness, Elijah reached a point of near despair, wishing for death beneath the shade of a broom tree. Yet it was in this valley of loneliness and despair that God chose to reveal himself clearly. First, an angel touched Elijah, providing bread and water, not merely physical sustenance, but a divine provision during trials. This small spiritual gesture is a testament that even in apparent abandonment, a helping hand is always extended to lift us up. Later, on Mount Horeb, as Elijah sought God in dramatic manifestations, mighty winds, earthquakes, and fire, he found the Lord's presence in a humble whisper of wind. This gentle whisper profoundly teaches us that comfort is not necessarily found in grand displays, but in the quiet murmur of divine presence, resting silently in our spirits. These timeless accounts remind us that God often reveals himself through small acts of kindness by others, or in the quiet that soothes our hearts. By opening ourselves to recognize this subtle presence, we uncover a fundamental truth. We are never truly isolated. God is intrinsically involved even in our darkest moments, offering quiet, precious comfort through the unseen lines of existence and the generous actions of those around us. As you continue on this spiritual journey, may your perceptions of loneliness dissolve in the gentle breezes of divine manifestations. Imagine the warm embrace of an unseen love, constantly preparing the path ahead and promising strength whenever the journey grows difficult. May you feel this invisible embrace at every step, offering strength and guiding your way through every valley and mountain of life's experiences. Recognizing these divine interventions, we find ourselves in a heightened state of appreciation and gratitude, ready to form connections that transcend our individual selves, sharing this radiance and renewal with those around us. This spiritual certainty is a reminder that we are part of something greater as we move forward, beckoned by mystery, comforted by presence, and sustained by an eternal love that guides our souls under celestial skies through our earthly existence. Finally, by embracing the awareness that we are never alone, life takes on a new texture of meaning and a broad spirit of hope, grounding us with courage as we continue our unique personal journeys, always marked by compassionate, invisible companionship. 7. How God responds and speaks to us. Often when we seek divine guidance, we yearn for grand signs and irrefutable proof that we are being heard. Yet the truth is that God's communication often happens in far subtler ways, which can easily go unnoticed amidst the chaos of our daily lives. The mystery of divine responses lies precisely in the simplicity and depth with which they manifest in our lives. Contrary to popular belief, God does not always reveal himself through extravagant events or spectacular miracles. He often chooses quiet moments to make himself known, whether through intuitive thoughts that guide our actions, the peace that gently fills our hearts after fervent prayer, or the coincidences that, though seemingly casual at first glance, orchestrate events in a way that illuminates the path we should follow. Take the inspiring story of Hannah, the mother of Samuel, as an example. For years, Hannah prayed fervently for a child. Despite being worn down by the waiting, her faith never wavered. One day, as she prayed silently in the temple, Eli, the priest, noticed her anguish and blessed her prayers. God's response did not come instantly, but it arrived quietly over time with the birth of Samuel. What seemed like a simple moment of despair and surrender became a pivotal turning point in Hannah's life, a testimony that divine answers often arrive serenely and silently. Another story that beautifully illustrates divine responses is that of the Apostle Peter when he was imprisoned. Surrounded by guards and seemingly without escape, the church prayed incessantly for him. One night, in the silence, an angel appeared to Peter, releasing him from his chains and guiding him out of the prison. This divine intervention did not involve thunderous forces or loud proclamations, but occurred with the calm precision that only the sacred can operate. These accounts remind us of the importance of being open and receptive, practicing not only active waiting, but also cultivating the awareness to perceive the subtle answers God places along our path. And perhaps most importantly, these answers always come at the right time, not according to our schedule, but in God's perfect and sovereign timing, which in His infinite wisdom determines when we are ready to receive them. 8. Overcoming the desire for absolute control. In our hectic daily lives, the desire for absolute control may feel like a natural response to chaos and uncertainty. However, this constant and exhausting pursuit can distance us from the inner peace and serenity we long for. Overcoming this desire requires cultivating acceptance, learning to rest in the present, and loosening the grip of control. A valuable exercise to experience serenity is the five senses exercise. When feeling overwhelmed, dedicate a few minutes to reconnect with the present moment by finding a quiet place. Begin by observing 5 things you can see, describing the details around you. Then, focus on touching 4 objects, feeling their textures under your hands. Listen carefully to 3 distinct sounds, letting each resonate naturally. Notice 2 scents, inhaling deeply, and finish by meditating on 1 taste present in your mouth. This exercise grounds your attention in the now, helping you anchor yourself in the simplicity and beauty of the present moment. Another effective practice is mindful breathing. Breathe in slowly to a count of 4, hold the air in your lungs for 4 seconds, and exhale over another count of 4. Focusing on these breathing cycles calms the mind, aligns it with the body, reduces anxiety, and promotes acceptance of things beyond your control. You can also try guided visualization. Close your eyes and imagine a tranquil scene, such as walking along a beach or in a serene forest. Visualize your anxious thoughts as leaves floating down a gentle stream, watching them drift away as the river flows naturally. This mental mural can soothe your mind, teaching you to let go of worries. Additionally, consider writing a release letter. Transfer your worries or uncontrollable situations onto paper using writing as a tool of release. Honestly express your feelings and unmet expectations, and conclude the letter with a clear statement of intent to let go. This practice can be deeply cathartic, fostering acceptance and the power of surrender. Accepting that life is in constant flux empowers us to live fully, relieving us of the heavy burden of trying to control everything. Our true strength lies in the ability to flow with the tide of life and in the conscious choices we make to embrace change with grace and acceptance. By incorporating these exercises into your routine, you will notice a transformation not only in your understanding of acceptance, but also in your ability to find serenity in everyday life, always surrounded by the constant and steadfast presence of God. As we conclude this reflection, hold close the ever-encouraging words of Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. May this message serve as an anchor in the turbulent seas of uncertainty. I offer a heartfelt blessing to you. May you find strength and peace on this journey of faith, realizing that in letting go, there is growth, and in surrender, there is true freedom. May these words accompany you as a shelter and a guiding light.